Hello again, it's the Toad, and I'm back again. Okay, I'm just going to mention some thoughts I've got on what you can and can't carry legally in the UK, and some very, very good alternatives that I've not talked about before. I'm not going to get into the ins and outs of what's right and wrong with any of the laws, and also, as far as I'm concerned, when it comes to what is the legal length, for me, I go by blade length, not edge length, which is, that's my choice. It's my version of it. You know, when you look up the law, depending if you go to DirectGov or whether you look at it, the original document, whatever, there's variations, and it's into, one says one thing, one seems to say the other one, and there's a bit of confusion. There has been a couple of cases, and I know there's been at least one case where the judge did say it is the blade length, but that's not widely being said for some reason. I don't know why, but he did make a point. The judge said, to save any confusion, it's blade length, not cut length. But from what I gathered, that was because some idiot was trying to get away with something like a 6-inch blade that only had a 2-inch cutting edge, saying that was legal. And obviously he was taking the piss. So they made that point and said no, somebody has to be said, because there is some confusion with it. And anyway, I'm not going to get into that really, because it's down to people's choice. You want to get nicked, up to you. As far as I'm concerned, what I'm going to show you are all things where the blade is well under 3 inches. Speaking of that, now here's a pain in the arse. This is an absolutely beautiful knife from Twisted Assisted VG10. Absolutely lovely. Unfortunately, the blade, if I remember right, is a fraction over 3 inches. Just a fraction. So we're talking about, what, an eighth? Something like, I mean, it's bugger all. Cutting edge, obviously, is perfectly okay. And this is where the confusion comes in. Now, you could argue the fact if you took this out and the police said, excuse me, sir, that knife seems to be a bit too long. It's a buckle difference. I mean, it's so small amounts, but, you know, it's down to you. Do you want to have it confiscated or not? Personally, I'm not going to risk it with this because I do like it. I could cut it down a little bit, just to 10, and you could take a tip off the end, profile it, but no, I am not. But there's a couple of them that are like that, that are very borderline, but there you go. Right, so, we all know what the score is, what we can and can't do. No locking blades, no fixed blades, and it can't be above 3 inches. Right, so what do? A lot of people think it's really, really bad, and that's your choice. But the point is, we have got a lot of choices. Now, we'd all like to be taking these out with us every day. I'd love to be able to have this as my daily carry. One of my favourite knives, absolutely beautiful. You know, even this little Texas Tickler, ideal, but unfortunately it's a fraction of the size and it's a lock. Of course, you've got your Buck 110, your Ganzo. One of my favourites, the Bush Ranger from Cold Steel, but alas, they're not to be. I mean, really, if the choice came to it, I mean, I've got quite a few really, really nice fixed blades I'd love to be going down the street with them strapped to my waist. I have no real reason to carry the things other than the fact I just like them, but I can't, so I'm not. But on the other hand, I can take these out. Here's a good example. In my opinion, the ugliest knife ever made. The Land Shark. However, I did change the blade on this. Those of you that knows what this is supposed to look like, the end of it isn't like this, so I've changed it. And this is made, to me, this has made a far better knife out of it, and it's a very usable knife. Very usable. So of course, yeah, so you got something like your Land Shark. You know, you got to close in it. It's a nice knife. Even you have to customise it like I did. Here's one of this Perkins. I've shown this before. Not it very long. Absolutely beautiful little pocket knives. These Perkins. Look at this. This is Damascus. This will do everything you want. It's not going to scare nobody, and it's a pleasure to carry. So in some cases, I've heard these described as gentlemen's knives, which I think is a bit unfair. I don't really get the point in calling them. I sort of understand what I mean. But then again, I know more women who carry knives and have carried knives from my past. I've known more women carry them than men. But yeah. Anyway, it's an absolutely lovely little knife. Stick that in your pocket. Get it out if you need to cut your tomatoes. No one's going to say anything. Here's another one for the Perkins. Same thing. Absolutely lovely. They're well made. They're not expensive knives. They look good. And they're not scary. And it's totally legal. And they're not going to close on you. And of course you have your thumb on there, a bit like the Langlois. And it don't close. Well, ideally it don't. There you go. Speaking of Langlois, there's one of them over here. Not the highest quality one I've got, but it's a nice little knife that's going to get the job done. People are going to go, that's nice, rather than go, hey, run away, he's got a knife. Same thing. Keep your thumb on that, and you're unlikely for it to close. You could, of course, go for, just straight, I don't like them in the pocket like that. Go to something like one of these little ones, this little old timer. These are nice. I often have one of these in my pocket when I go out. There's a little buck here. These are Chinese made. Nothing wrong with that. They're just as good. Yeah. And it's a usable blade. I mean, what do you need a knife for unless you're going camping or countryside? This is what we're talking about. Living in the city. Going to work. Something you might want to open your letters with at work or help yourself out with your lunch. That type of thing. That's really what you know what I'm talking about. What else do you... The thing is, the police stop you. They want to know why you've got used to it. Why do you need a knife? You've got a reason. Or you can't just say, because I want one. Because I want to, but if you get start getting smart with the police, then they're going to get smart back to you. There's another like a little book, yeah, a little toothpick shape. This is nice. Again, you have this in your pocket. No one's going to turn around and go, "Oh wow, he's got a weapon of mass destruction in his pocket. Get away!" Well, they might do, but yeah, this one is one of my favourites. I need to get another one of these. Now I re-profiled this. I sharpened it up very much differently. So I use this, it's one of the knives I use when I'm carving. So I changed the profiles of the blades. I use this for fine work, and believe me, this is a little razor. This is in the titanium range, which is what that one is as well. Lovely, 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 lovely. You can't beat them. There's, of course, the standard one. This is the carbon 2, I think. You know, you've got, like I said, you've got a lot of choices. You've got to be careful with these. The blades are a little bit flimsy on them. I've already broken one of these. Right. There's not a lot of give there. But, if you're careful, it will be alright. I already talked before about the pinch. We all know what that is. So yeah, you know, you've got good choices. There's a lot out there. It's not the end of the world, but we have to follow them guidelines, shall we say. Now, just let me have a swig of tea. And I could continue. Oh. Oh dear. What was I talking about? Something probably really, really important. Although then again, I don't normally talk about important things. I normally talk about shit. Oh, that's what it was. I remember now. So, we've got this little Gerber. I've had this for quite a while now. This is a nice little knife. It's incredibly well made. Very sharp. Look at that. You can't beat that. The only thing I don't like about this is it's very, for me, it's very slippery. It's come out of my hands a few times when I've used it. But, on the other hand, It's incredibly well made, very, very sharp. I don't know what's, let me just have a look what that says there. Oh, it's a number. Who knows what that's for? I don't. Yeah. Well, there we go. Who knows what that is? But yeah. What do you do? Nothing. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. There we go. A little, I don't know what this one is. Is it Joker? Yeah, this is a little Joker. Now that is very, very sharp out of the box, this thing. Nice little pattern. This is one of their budget ones. I think this is less than £20 if I remember right. This is going to last for years. Very, very well made. Got a good old one. Fraction off centre, but oh hey. Like I said, you're talking about if you want to laugh in the skyrocket, stick one of them in there. You're going to be safe. You're going to be okay, and it'll do most of the daily tasks that you need. If you're doing your opening and closing, opening boxes, packaging, whatever, yeah, they'll do that. There's this one. No, I can't remember the name. Who made this? I'll have to think. No, I can't remember. It's a Magnum, Boca Magnum. That's what it is. Ooh, it's got the same. I mean, these have got some of the spinal decorations. Not much you can do with these decorating these, but you know what I mean? They're not unpleasant to use. Like I said, they're made, they work, they do a job. And if you do have it took off you, for whatever reason, you're not losing it out in a big pocket thing. You know, you're not talking about a £100 knife, you're talking about a £20 knife, really. I don't remember how much this cost, but it would have been around there. I'm not known to spend a lot of money on knives, so, although I have a lot of them, I have a lot of cheap ones. Of course, I've got the old Barlow. Everybody knows Barlows. Barlows are almost ideal as daily carriers. This is one of the better ones, I reckon. The Cinnamon Stag from Rough Rider. Again, relatively cheap. Decent steel, sharp, works. Of course, I've got the canoe. A lot of versions of canoes you can have. 2 decent blades. More than enough for your daily tasks. Here's one after quite a long time. This really looks, this in the sunlight you would not believe how pretty this is. The light just shines all over it. It's absolutely fantastic. Little whippy knife, decent thick knife, decent blade. They're made not too bad. That's my budgie sharpening on it, as you can see. I sharpened this before I learned how to strop and sharpen properly, but there you go. But it's lasted all the way through. It's a good work knife. It'll keep going, and it ain't gonna let you down. And I think this was something like £15, I think, something like that. They're not expensive at all. So I've got the Legulul, the one I can still not pronounce properly. These are lovely, these are, like little works of art. Okay, love that. No one's going to go, wow, run away. And this is a Tecla Eyewitness, I think. Nice, they do quite a few of these, different ones. There's quite a few really nice, basic English companies making simple but very, very attractive pen knives, as most of you already know, and this is one of them. Again, incredibly reliable. It's not going to let you down. Decent steel, finished off good enough. Got a fantastic edge on it. There we are. So that's it. Texas Tickler, isn't it lovely? This is one of the most beautifully made knives I own. They should be more popular. I did look at why it was called the Texas Tickler, and I can't remember what the reason is now. But it's quite a good story. You should look it up. And of course, you've got your Queen. Again, a lovely saw cut blade, saw cut handle. Again, that is we're in, I think that's in legal, if I remember right. Let me just double check. Yep, that's well in. Yeah, so that can be your daily carry. No one's going to complain with that. That's nice. That'll do pretty much everything you want it to do. And it looks good. Yeah, it's not going to close on you. If you want something to spread your Marmite on your toast, maybe it's not quite good enough for that. It's kind of a funny edge to do that, isn't it? I suppose you could do it. Might not necessarily be a Marmite knife. But it's definitely good enough to cut your tomatoes. And there you have it. Yeah. Yes. Isn't this? And of course this Kaiser is lovely. Look at that. If you want to spend a bit of money, a bit more money, not much. Just double check. Using my own words. Yeah. Look at that. Definitely in. Just under. See, that's the difference. That one's just under, that one's just over. And for the sake of the difference, why don't they just make that size? But this is lovely. So if you wanted to spend a little bit more money, you can get something like this. Isn't that nice? Very well made. Looks very good. You know, if you're in an office or something and you take this out of your pocket to cut your packaging down and stuff, no one's going to turn the blind eye. They're all going to go, isn't that nice? I might buy one of them for my dad or something, that type of thing. Anyway, so there we have it, my friends. That's my little bit of public information, just to let you know there is life out there. If you want to carry a pocket knife in the UK, legally, without hurting anybody, there's choices out there in most people's budget pockets. If I can afford it, anybody can afford it. Yeah, I mean, one of the reasons why I got these out, I've been going through my knife collection, trying to tidy them all up, and I was trying to work out if I was wanted to get rid of any one of them, which ones would it be? You know, make a bit of space, pass some on, get some money so I can get some more. And you know what? I couldn't find one that I wanted to get rid of, which is really irritating. But it's like I was talking earlier to you know, which one do you love the most? And as I say, I can't say which one I love the most because I love them all. It's like children. Each one of them's got their own wonderful way about them. Each one is beautiful in their own way. Even the old Ganzo. I do like this. Does the job. Not a huge amount of money, but not for this country. We can't take them out. But if you can carry these, get yourself one of these. Right, that'll do. Thanks for your time. I probably won't make a video again now for a week or two because I don't really think I'll be able to think of anything to put out there. It depends what how my mood goes. But if I can think of something, I'll do it. If not, enjoy your time out there. I can't think of anything else to say, so I shall say goodbye. Look after yourselves, stay sharp, my friends, take care, and until next time, it's goodbye from the Toad.